Maui, Hawaii. Greetings from the Pacific Ocean, guys. I'm in Mauritius now. Behind me is the Indian Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean behind me. Reykjavik, Iceland. Hello and welcome to It's Never Too Far Away. This is my video part 2 of my current trip, 3 oceans, 3 islands. It is 4 in the morning and I'm still at my hotel room near Honolulu airport. And from here I'm going to the Indian Ocean, to the island of Mauritius. Previously, on day 1, I had traveled from Germany to Los Angeles and onwards to Honolulu. On day 2, I did some island hopping to Maui and Big Island and back to Honolulu. And here days 3, 4 and 5 begin. For this particular part of my journey, it was interesting to see what kind of flight connections the search engines would show. From Honolulu to Mauritius, there could be routings via Australia or maybe via Southeast Asia, that makes sense. But as most flights to Mauritius are coming from Europe, the routing also takes me back to Europe and then onwards to Mauritius. The choice was finally United from Honolulu to Los Angeles and Air France from there to Mauritius, all booked in one shot on Opodo. First, a 777 took me to San Francisco, and from there it was a Boeing 737-800 to Los Angeles. And what a beautiful flight that was, from departing San Francisco to arriving in LA during sunset. Traveling from west to east means losing hours, and like this it quickly became evening. My departure to London was at 11 p.m. and arrival there also in the afternoon, actually just 1 hour before the next sunset. For this flight it was a Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000. Of course you are right to be surprised. As I said, I will travel on Air France. Actually, they cooperate with Virgin Atlantic, and I was therefore able to try this airline. London Heathrow's Terminal 3 is home to Virgin, and also Air France are using this facility. My connection in Paris was pretty tight, which was the one major bottleneck that could have destroyed this trip, so I was very happy about on-time performance of my flight to Paris. In Paris it was again an 11 p.m. departure. Right after takeoff, I got a magnificent view of Paris at night.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may leave your seat from this fasten seatbelt sign and be switched off. During the flight, we do recommend that you keep your seatbelt well fastened and comfortable.
Yesterday it was LA, today it is the view of Paris. The flight progressed and sunrise could be enjoyed over the Red Sea, then Somalia, across the equator and further towards Mauritius. On my trip, 3 oceans, 3 islands, I have now arrived at Mauritius in the Indian Ocean, after a pretty long trip from Hawaii, which I enjoyed a lot. It was an hour's drive to the hotel. And here we are, Indian Ocean, Mauritius. Wow, Hawaii to Mauritius. I made it and I enjoyed it. If you like to travel, you gotta like that. I arrived at around 1 in the afternoon. It took me about half an hour to get out from the airport, have the money changed, found a taxi driver. It was another hour to get here to the hotel. And as this is the southern hemisphere, I'm getting a few more daylight hours actually than I would in the northern hemisphere. Yet only one drink at the pool bar later, and also on this third straight day of traveling, the next sunset is to be enjoyed. After all the airline food, a real meal is absolutely appreciated. Hello, I'm now in my hotel room in Mauritius. I'm actually trying to catch some sleep. It is one night where I don't have to wake up at 4 o'clock to catch a flight at 7. But all this intensive traveling kept my head actually quite active and I did not catch too much sleep. The next morning came soon. Hi, it's the next morning in Mauritius. The sun has already risen and I'm hanging out at the beach for a moment before going to breakfast and then waiting for my driver who will take me around some places here. On my way to the airport, the driver is going to take me around Mauritius for some spots that I want to see before I leave. Enjoy these beautiful sights. This This is now a site holy to the many Hindus living in Mauritius. Water from Ganges was brought here and it now actually represents the holy river. Grand Bassin is actually one of the most important Hindu pilgrimage sites outside of India. From the highlands here there are magnificent views to the beaches. See this lagoon. The light blue water is shallow, and where you see it's getting dark, that's where you have the reef, which is magnificent for diving. It is so close to the shore. Even inside the lagoon you have corals. You see these darker shaded areas. We then continue along the southern coast. If you see those small waves in the background, that's where you have the reef. It's really so close to the beach. Enjoy the ride along the coast. In this corner it is actually quite windy, and this spot is very famous among kite surfers. And this is it. Last we stop at this bistro and I have grilled octopus. And then the trip ends at Sir Sevosagur Ramgolam Airport. From here, Iceland in the Atlantic Ocean is next.